It's time to try the Apple Pencil here on the iPad Pro. This massive, massive screen should be perfect for drawing. And I'll tell you what, I was originally worried that this pencil was not going to be as good as a Wacom pencil or Wacom stylus because you cannot see where you're going to draw. There's no hover cursor. But then I started to realize that maybe that is a good thing because if you're focusing too much on where you actually see the hover cursor, you might not be focusing on just drawing the actual line. Now I'm going to press the button over here so that I can draw, press the lines over here. Now I've gone into drawing mode. Let's click on the pencil and let's make our first line. Nothing's happening. Okay, I forgot. So first let's take this off here and let's plug it into the iPad like so. Here we go. Bluetooth pairing request. Pair with Apple Pencil. Let's try one more time. Ready? Yeah, okay, now it works. Alright, so we have Apple Pencil. La, la, la. Wow, I'm able to draw. This is fantastic. Oh, and don't forget that you can turn it sideways and get all this sketching stuff going on as well. That is fantastic. Now, I don't really remember how to actually erase. Here we go. Erase all. In fact, we can also try the pen. Let's see how nice the pen is. Ooh. Oh, there's not really much pressure sensitivity on the pen, is there? In fact, there is none. So let's see. Oh, you can also choose commands using the pencil. You don't have to switch to your fingers. But yeah, it is only the pencil in the Notes app which actually does the pressure sensitivity. Brilliant, brilliant. So let's draw a little. Now I don't know, where did that come from? The thing is, I never liked drawing on an iPad in the past, and that was because of this problem with the palm rejection. That was always a problem. But now, palm rejection has absolutely nothing to do with the pencil. They've just built the technology in that if it sees something which is a large area, it probably thinks that it is your palm. And if it does something very small, it's probably just, a normal mark. There we go. So let's just draw some lines. You can see that it is, the pressure sensitivity, it seems to like fade. After I drew it, it seemed to get thinner after the fact. That was kind of strange. Anyway, so let's just draw a nice little face here. I mean, this is literally the first time that I have ever used Apple Pencil, so please forgive me for the crudeness of this drawing. But basically, this should be a simple demonstration of what it can do. It's turned into a bit of a maniacal grin. Ha! The truth is, I actually got Apple Pencil thinking that I would be able to draw a little more naturally and not with these like super fast lines. I always do that because it's a stylus. But the truth is, when you draw on normal pencil and paper, it's actually nicer to just have it nice, slow lines. And the problem with the Surface Pro is that when you draw nice, slow lines on Surface Pro, you end up with these like jaggy lines, whereas jagged lines, whereas on the iPad Pro, you can see you do it really, really slowly, and you don't get any of that weird jaggedness that you would see on the Surface Pro. And that's something I really like, and that's something that's I've come to expect with Wacom technology, but not. I mean, it's just a shame that when they swapped to N-Trig, they kind of lost that ability. All right, let's try a new one. I'll just try and draw a simple face like so. And it's nice that you've got all that pressure sensitivity, so you can do your primary sort of sketch lines in a really nice thin layer, and then do the rest of the drawing with thicker lines later. That sort of thing. Loving that. Just give them a nice simple. Let's have a nice simple face. Here we go. Nice. Give it a nice chin line here. Let's give them some ears. All right. It's not a really specific character at all. Just wanted to see what is it like to draw. I am noticing a bit of delay when you draw really fast. The line seems to like catch up a bit later. I don't usually see that on Wacom tablets so much. That is a bit annoying, but it could just also be the Notes app. I think the Notes app is probably doing a lot of estimation. It's guessing where the line is going to go. I have to try other apps as well, but for now, this is just a simple beginning starter. I just want to see generally what is it like to use the pencil, and I have to say I'm very, very, very impressed because wow, I mean, Look how look how much it looks like a real pencil drawing, and that's a combination of, actually the Notes app is actually pretty good for drawing. Let's just get this nice and balanced like so. Just drawing like this, and yeah, really love that I'm not wasting all my time staring at the hover cursor. I think you don't really even realize that you do it because you think, actually, is that a palm mark there? Looks like that has kind of a stray mark has got in, but it's not too bad. There we go, just nice drawing in lines like this. But yeah, I usually waste so much time just staring at where the hover cursor is when really I should be spending more time just looking at the actual line, the overall picture. And something that happens when you draw with graphics tablets is you get a little bit too concerned with the detail, and you end up going right in like this and sort of drawing everything zoomed in. And the problem with that is that when you eventually come back to real pen and paper, or pencil and paper rather, you just don't really know how to draw properly anymore, because you start doing this with standard paper and it doesn't zoom in. You're kind of like, uh-oh, I've been spoiled by technology and I don't know how to draw anymore. So that can be a serious problem, to be quite honest. Now, I'm going to try using the edge of the pencil. It's very sensitive to tilt at the moment, so even if you tilt it just a little bit, it goes into a very dramatic shading mode, which doesn't actually happen with a normal pencil, in all honesty. When you tilt a pencil just like, normally when you tilt a pencil like this much, it doesn't become shading. It doesn't really shade until you get to like this angle here. But on the Apple Pencil, as soon as you even this a shallow angle like this, it starts turning into shading, which is a little bit unnatural, but I guess I could get used to that. The point is, I don't want to have to get used to technology. I want the technology to get used to my way of drawing, which I think is the goal with technology, is to have it be as invisible as possible. And I believe that Apple feels that way as well. Ooh, why is it going yellow? That's incorrect. Black, please. Please shade in the correct color. So this is really interesting. I love that you can, wow, let's have some shade here on the side of the face. Whoa, very nice. Look at that, you've instantly added a bit of dimension to the picture. Let's just give her some nice pupils so that she can actually see. I guess I've inadvertently decided that the light is coming from the left side. Just draw a bit more. Light like this. Give them some nice large water drops. Oh no, what eye glare? I don't really know the name of it. It's funny, like you learn how to draw, but you don't really know the names of things. You just kind of know how to draw them, basically. All right, let's give them some nice lifeful. Is that a word? Eyes. Just shade this in like so. Cool. Having tilt, you just don't realize how much you need it until you've got it, and then you start using it and it's like, whoa, I can use tilt on a tablet. This is unbelievable. I don't actually know, I mean, as far as I'm aware, I think other products can actually already do this, like maybe the Wacom Bamboo creative stuff. I think that maybe it can also do stuff like this. Let's see, I'll try some more of this shade here on the, oh, it's come out orange again. That is going to be a little bit annoying if I don't get used to that. So it does take time getting used to these things, so I'll give it time. But so far, I mean, this is literally the second picture I have ever drawn on iPad Pro, and I am very, very impressed. I mean, I don't feel any different to drawing on paper, if I'm at all honest. I feel like the results are coming out in a very similar way to what I would expect with a pencil. The only difference is that it does not feel like this is the texture of paper. I mean, I honestly don't think that I'm drawing on a piece of paper because it is too slippery. It's still, yeah, it does have a tooth on it, but it's not as toothy as real paper. So don't get any illusions that might be the case. So let's just have this hair line coming down here. So some more hair like this. I'm kind of rushing the hair at the moment because, well, every time I get to the hair, I always think, I want to see the picture and I don't want to wait I don't want to wait any longer. I really just want to see what it's going to look like. So let's just do this nice and quickly. Ooh, it's turning into shade. Now, see, this is another thing that I'm not used to. I'm used to it not doing that when I'm not used to it turning into shade when I go sideways on my normal Wacom tablet. And actually, to be honest, a normal Wacom tablet does have tilt built in, but I've never needed it because, well, I thought I didn't need it. Now that I've got it, it's pretty awesome. I quite like having it. Now, I'm not really sure what I'm doing with the hair. I might actually, now this is quite nice that unlike a lot of other styluses, they give you a nice long stylus so you can really just get in there with the long strokes. Just hold it up here if you want and just do long strokes like that if you want, you know. So it looks like this picture is for no real particular reason has kind of turned into a caricature of Hatsune Miku. That's not really what her ear thing looks like, but you know, we're just approximating for now. We're not going to worry too much about what it should actually look like. There we go, and let's see, let's have a little bit of shade, shall we? Wow, I just love that you don't have to change the setting to go into shading mode. It just comes straight out, and to be honest, it comes out exactly where you would expect it because it is so accurate. I'm really loving the accuracy on this stylus, really. Whoa, so impressed. Whoa, can't believe this. It's so effortless to get real fast sketches down. You don't need to feel like you've spent hours and hours. I feel like when I draw on my surface, I don't really draw this quickly. I find that I'm zooming in a lot. The resolution's not quite good enough. The surface that I use is the Surface Pro 2, which is not really the largest screen. And that can be a problem because if you don't have a large screen, you have a larger need to zoom in all the time. And oops, that's not really very good. Having this like this, I mean, look at this. Here's something simple that I can do. I can turn the whole device upside down and make sure that I get some really nice, smooth lines like so, by turning the whole device upside down. And this is a legitimate way of drawing. This is not cheating. When I first was learning how to draw, I thought, oh no, if you turn the whole device over and draw smooth lines like that, you're cheating. But actually, this is a legitimate mangaka, which is a manga author way of drawing smooth lines. You have to make sure that you really get the quality in there. So let's just do a little bit more shading here. As a quick sketch, I think this is, turning out fairly well. Just give her a bit more darkness down here. In fact, I could give it a tiny bit of tint in general over the whole lot of hair. Now, this is something I could not do. Usually, when I'm trying to shade in hair, I would have to do it like this. And because it was with a pencil, I would end up doing these hatch lines like this. And that's nice, but it's in fact not what I would have to do with a real pencil. With a real pencil, I could actually turn it a little bit on its side, get in the shading like this. That is fantastic. Woo! Really loving this. And this is just the Notes app. For today, I'm not going to worry too much about trying to download lots of apps and try lots of different things. This really is just an initial, can I sketch? What kind of quality can I expect from the iPad Pro? And I would say, wow, for a quick sketching device, this really is good enough. Though I have to say, I don't know if I could do finished art on this sort of device, because having that hover cursor is really useful for getting nice, accurate lines. And I'm not convinced that with this stylus I'll get such accuracy. Now let's see, let's just give her a little more dimension to her hair, add a bit of shade, some darker shade on this side of the hair, bit of darker shade this side as well. Same thing over here. And look how easy that is to add that extra dimension. And wow, you know, it's not shading like this. It's actual proper shading. Really loving it. I don't think you can zoom out. No, it does look. Once you've got to the maximum size, it's not like Mischief. That's quite a useful program, by the way. I've started using Mischief. It has like an infinite canvas mode, which I do quite appreciate, because then you can, anytime you realize you need more space, you can just quickly zoom out. But I would say pretty impressed with the results so far. iPad, oh no, I've done it wrong. It should be iPad. Oh, so there's no eraser on the back. You can't use the back to erase, but you can just erase like this. Here we go. iPad Pro Apple Pencil. That's exciting. Apple Pencil by NihongoGamer. Well, that is your Apple Pencil. I really just wanted to draw my first picture. Honestly, this is not an actual, I don't feel like this is really a demonstration of what I'm really capable with a proper pencil. But for my first attempt at drawing on it, I'm quite impressed. I think that, you know, and also chatting and trying to talk on the camera at the same time as drawing, I'm really happy with the results. If you're having any doubts as to whether you can properly draw with an iPad Pro because it doesn't have the hover cursor, my personal advice is to just try it out, because I think you will be impressed by the results. It has definitely been worth the wait. I wish I didn't have to wait as long as I did, but I would say it has been worth the wait, because it feels like a proper sketchpad now. I feel like this is the digital sketchpad that I always wanted, and bringing around my Surface, well, in all honesty, it was kind of too much. It was stuff that I didn't need, and this has really hit the mark well. And look at this, like I just want some slightly darker lines, and you can see I can really just go and reinforce it just like I would with a real pencil, just going over 1, 2, 3, 4 times, making those lines nice and dark. And then, you know, if I really wanted to, could probably use this this pen tool as well, but you know, probably no need for it. I'm sure that I could test out other things like this ruler. That is my demonstration of the Apple Pencil for the iPad Pro. My first picture. I wouldn't really call this a complete image. I would probably end up importing it to my computer so that I could finish it and you know, add some color to it. This is pretty good as a sketchpad, and I haven't even tried the other apps. I know there's another app there called Procreate. There's another app which apparently, I think it's called Medibang Paint, which is even better. Like, Medibang Paint has proper line tools that makes it feel a lot more like Clip Studio. Give it a twirl. Hopefully I won't break the iPad Pro if I drop it on the screen like this. But there you go. Quick demonstration of Apple Pencil for the iPad Pro. Hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, I will be making a new video, of course, when I've had a chance to try other software as well. But for now, that is it. I will see you in the next NihongoGamer video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share the links and all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next NihongoGamer video. She's got magnets on her feet. First, new Nintendo 3DS game, Final Fantasy 15. Someone pick up the phone! How about you, Cloud? It's shopping time! So I let her go in front of me, and she ran into the shop and she took the only copy of this, and I thought, no! Here it comes! Ah! It's like the anime, but better! It doesn't say what this is, it's just a piece of plastic. I think maybe it is a Frisbee.